What if the greatest enemy on the battlefield wasn't human at all? Welcome back to the world of Berserk, created by legendary Kentaro Miura, where every victory comes with a cost. Now let's begin this chapter. In the very first scene, we see Casca taking off her armor, since this chapter mainly focuses on her, and then it cuts to Adon, the blue whale commander, standing in front of Guts, holding a spear like a trident, while Guts faces him head-on as Casca watches from behind, ready to fight but staying still because Guts is already in front. Adon then questions Guts, asking how it was even possible for him to block his attack, saying lightning doesn't strike the same place twice and challenging him to see if he can stop the next one. He explains that this is a special spear technique capable of crushing even huge stones, and that it has been passed down in the Copper Beach family for 140 years. Then dares Guts to survive it while naming the move Gungeon Shampoo, meaning a storm so powerful it can chew through rocks. Guts, getting pissed, swings his massive sword and smashes Adon's helmet apart, the impact hitting his face hard and completely wrecking his armor in one blow. Adon starts staggering like he's about to pass out, mumbling Gungeon, and then Guts follows up with another strike that drops him to the ground unconscious, while even his horse becomes unstable. With pure pride and attitude, Guts looks at him and says, "Gungeon Shampoo, so what?" And his entire squad starts cheering, hyping him up for taking down the so-called monster in just 2 swings and praising him as their captain, the rider, Captain Guts. Guts then moves forward on his horse and calls out Casca, asking when her fighting got so sloppy and warning her that she'll die if she keeps this up. But suddenly Casca loses balance and starts collapsing. And as Guts grabs her, Adon fires an arrow at him. Right as Guts tries to stop Casca from falling, the arrow hits his waist, and he falls down with her in his arms while the soldiers shout, "Captain Guts!" And Judo watches in shock, saying, "Guts, Casca," after which the scene shifts to soldiers heading back, implying they won the battle. Next, we see Guts swimming while carrying Casca, struggling to get out of the river, removing his helmet and saying he's never swimming in armor again, then noticing Casca is still unconscious and trying to wake her, and when that fails, he gives her CPR, then pulls out the arrow from his waist in pain and angrily curses the blue whale commander, saying he'll kill him next time. He then realizes they're still in enemy territory and lighting a fire would expose them. Notices Casca has a high fever and understands that's why she collapsed. Decides he needs to do something and finds a small cave nearby, while the scene cuts to Griffith learning both Guts and Casca fell off a cliff. Judo suggesting they might have survived because of the river and proposing a search party, though another soldier warns it's too risky, saying they brought this on themselves. But Judo insists they should be saved if alive, leaving Griffith deep in thought, and finally it cuts back to Guts bandaging his wound while Casca lies unconscious as he struggles to figure out what to do. Remembers enemies saw them fall, so fire isn't safe, realizes he has no other option, recalls doing this, before questions why Casca fought in that condition, then removes her clothes to keep her warm. Notices blood near her legs and understands she was dealing with a women's issue which caused the fever and collapse. Realizing how hard it must have been for her and holding her close to keep her warm so she can regain consciousness. And with this, the chapter comes to an end. If you want to know what happens next, make sure to subscribe and stay with us on this journey through Berserk. See you in the next chapter.